And we're outside with the forecast now. Beautiful views. We look at the Exchange Hotel sky camera. The sun is coming up. And yeah, you can see a few clouds off in the distance, but overall, much clearer start to the morning, and it's cooler out there. 68 degrees now in Sacramento with a steady south wind at 11 miles an hour. By lunchtime, it'll be a nice one if you want to grab lunch with a shaded patio. We'll be in the low 80s at that time, with daytime highs only getting into about the lower to mid 90s. There is change across the area for everyone this morning. We're 7 to 14 degrees cooler. South Lake Tahoe into Truckee, 5 to 7 degrees down this morning. You feel that in the foothills, especially in Placerville and Auburn. And we're running 4 to 8 degrees cooler in Central Valley. Where that brings us up to, we're at 62 is one of the cooler spots in Fairfield, 68 in Sacramento, 72 in Modesto, and waking up in the low 70s across Auburn. Delta breeze is back right now, and there is some cool air on top of this at 22 miles an hour. And as that cool air gets dragged in, we expect that today's temperatures will stay closer to average. And I'll talk about how long the average temperatures could stick around for this week coming up in my full forecast. Back to you.
Thanks, Tamara. Now let's go to that developing story on the north shore of Lake Tahoe. Highway 28 has been closed at Carnelian Bay due to a damaged natural gas line. It happened before 6 last night, and the road remains closed. Initial reports indicate a construction crew may have hit the gas line and the immediate area was evacuated. Overnight, the closure of the highway was extended until 6 o'clock. We'll let you know as soon as it reopens.
Well, this morning, a driver is under arrest for possible DUI after crashing into an apartment building on Salmon Falls Drive in the capital city. That's just off La Riviera between Highway 50 and the American River. This happened around 1 a.m. Here's a look at the aftermath here. Damage to the corner of the apartment building. Nobody was hurt. Firefighters who arrived, though, requested the Highway Patrol come out to deal with the driver, who they said was showing signs of intoxication. Also into this morning, Metro Fire has spent the overnight hours working a grass fire that caused quite a bit of damage. Happened around 1 this morning off of 24th Avenue in Rio Linda. That's on the north side of the McClellan Airport. Here's some video of crews as they were wrapping up the mop-up work. A fire got into some hay bales and also spread to several outbuildings and vehicles on the property. No word yet on the cause, but with the warm temperatures overnight and low humidity, the flames spread quickly through dry grass even without the wind.
This morning, another battle is beginning over the proposed release of a violent sex predator.
KCRA 3's Mike Tassell joins us live in Auburn this morning with more on a judge's decision that is stirring quite a bit of debate, Mike.
Yeah, and good morning. And right now we're live outside the historic courthouse here in Auburn. And the reason we're here is because coming up on September 1st, the district attorney planning to fight this release, and the DA making sure that you're aware that hearing is open to the public. Now, this entire case centers on a man named William Stevenson. He is classified as a sexually violent predator who the district attorney says remains in a state hospital due to his, quote, risk of dangerousness. Back in March, a court had planned to release him in Amador County, but that was before that county opposed his release, held its own public hearing. Now, a judge ruled yesterday to allow the conditional release of him into Placer County. And right now, a private contractor is currently working on a housing search. But here's the thing about that ruling yesterday. The judge agreed to allow Stevenson's release as a, quote, transient, despite clear concern from the district attorney. So back out here live again, the next step here is coming September 1st, when the district attorney going to be quote unquote vehemently opposing the release of this individual as a transient, and the district attorney stressing in a news release that this is a hearing that will be open to the public. Live in Auburn this morning in Placer County, Mike Tassell, KCRA 3 News.
Thank you, Mike. New this morning, officials say they are stepping up efforts to increase safety and to stop fires in the city's signature community gathering spot, Lodi Lake. Police have made 5 arrests connected to the torching of the lake's public restroom in early destroyed the facility, costing the city thousands of dollars. And now officials say significant progress has been made in identifying a possible suspect in the arson in the lake's natural area. Police are relocating resources to the lake area to crack down on suspicious activities. Meanwhile, the fire department is making attack operation plans to deal with any fires along the natural trail, waterway, and surrounding homes. The Parks Department is also bringing in contractors to deal with downed trees and weed abatement to reduce fire risk. And finally, the city asks the public to help them out as well by reporting any suspicious activity or signs of fire hazards.
To our Commitment 2024 coverage, and this morning, the mayor of Stockton is announcing he wants to go to Washington.
Mike Cherry joins us more with today's announcement. Mike, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. 3 years ago, he pulled off a surprise win over a high-profile incumbent to become mayor of Stockton. Now, Kevin Lincoln is not planning for a second term. He has his sights set on Congress.
To let Washington neglect our valley any longer. That's why I'm running for Congress.
Lincoln officially launching his campaign for the 9th Congressional District. The Republican challenger will look to take down two-term Democratic incumbent Josh Harder. In 2020, Lincoln defeated Michael Tubbs in the race for Stockton mayor. And before that, he made it to the primaries for the District 13 State Assembly race before losing in 2016. And later on this morning, we'll be sitting down with Mayor Lincoln to talk with him live as he prepares to kick off his campaign. That's coming up at 8 o'clock on My 58. Now, Lincoln is very familiar with Washington, D.C. The 42-year-old Marine veteran served on Air Force One during the administration of George W. Bush. Teo?
Interesting. Thank you, Mike. Well, new this morning, the White House is launching a program today to help identify what internet-connected devices in your home are cyber secure. Dozens of companies are partnering with the FCC to place these logos on devices that meet a certain standard. Amy Lou is in Washington now with more on what you need to look for before you buy.
Well, starting next year, you can look for a distinct Green Shield logo on products that meet established cybersecurity standards. That includes major electronics from home security cameras to smart refrigerators and fitness trackers. It's a voluntary program manufacturers and retailers can opt into, making devices less vulnerable to being hacked. The administration says consumers will have the power to make informed decisions on the security of their products based on criteria like unique and strong passwords, data protection, software updates, and incident detection. The Shield comes with up-to-date information on the device and whether it's safe to use.
It's the label, and then it's a QR code so that consumers can scan the code and we can continue to keep it updated as there are new additions to the security standard, or frankly, as we learn that a product that once was secure may no longer be secure.
And while the White House says that there is a market for secure devices, they do not expect the program to cost more for consumers. In Washington, I'm Amy Lou, KCRA 3 News.
Well, the National Institute of Standards and Technology will publish specific cybersecurity standards before the program rolls out next year.
House Democrats are preparing a vote to censure Congressman George Santos. The resolution from Representative Richie Torres comes as the House Ethics Committee is still investigating Santos. Santos has pleaded not guilty to 13 federal counts against him, including wire fraud and money laundering.
One House Republican from New York said that he would be held accountable within 60 days. So here we are 60 days later, and there's no accountability. And there continues to be complicity and silence from House Republican leadership.
Torres says a vote would likely come before the August recess, but a decision on when still has to involve other House leadership. Because it's a censure and not an expulsion vote, it only needs a simple majority to pass the Republican-led House.